Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, Morale Boosters. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are joining from. I'm happy to be speaking to you today. It is a pleasure and a privilege. Before we delve into today's business, I want to say welcome to those of you who are just joining us for the very first time. If this is your first time, welcome. I want to say welcome to you. All right. And I will be streaming on multiple platforms. So if you're just joining me, please remember to like, leave a comment, and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So while we wait for more members of the Morale Booster Empire to join us, like, leave a comment, and share this broadcast. I am doing the same thing right now. So I know you can see me, you can see me looking away, not looking directly into the screen. That's because I am trying to share this on all my platforms, all my social media platforms. All right. So you do the same thing. We are going to be streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. So if you are not yet following me on Instagram, please do that right away. Okay, welcome. I see all of you. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. I hope you are all doing well. You know, they say every day above ground is indeed a blessed day, right? It is indeed a blessed day. So we must always be happy. We must always thank God for the ability to see a brand new day. Okay. All right. So while we are sharing, let me go over to Instagram. Yeah, so I want to go over to Instagram to make sure that we are live on that platform. Give me one quick second. So today I will be responding to a question from a member of the Morale Booster Empire. And the question is, what's the first step I should take? The person said, what's the first step I should take to develop myself as a leader? To develop myself So that's the question for today. What's the first step I should take to develop myself? All right. So let's see. I want to make sure we are live on Instagram as well. Okay. Welcome, Morale Boosters on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining. I promise not to take much of your time. So the question I will be responding to today is, what's the first step I should take to develop myself as a leader? Once again, if you are just joining, remember to like, leave a comment, and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message that we will be sharing today. All right. Thank you so much. Once again, the question I will be responding to is, what's the first step I should take to develop myself as a leader? So basically, what I will do is, this message I know is for aspiring leaders and brand new leaders. So I will share my own strategy that I have been utilizing and that's currently working for me. Indeed, I know it's a powerful question, and I want to thank that person who asked that question. I would say, yes, keep doing what you're doing, keep joining us, keep listening to our broadcast. It's a great question, and it's also a great place to start your leadership journey. So, the first step I took when I first of all realized or made up my mind that I wanted to get into leadership was self awareness. Everything starts from being self aware, right? Self awareness, in my own opinion, means first, you need to assess, conduct an assessment of where you are to know exactly where you are. It always starts from there. You want to know where you are at the moment. You want to know where you are at the time where you made up your mind to get into leadership, right? And to do that, you should always remember, never underestimate the power of taking some quiet time to reflect on questions like, number one, write this down. You need to ask yourself these questions in your quiet moment. What are my strengths? That's a very, very key question that I asked myself when I decided to get into leadership, right? I was eager to know what my strengths were. So, and I believe you should do the same thing, figure out what your strengths are. um Even if you don't know what your strengths are right now, that's the whole process, conducting an assessment. The essence of conducting this assessment is to figure out, to know where you are, so that you can take yourself from where you are to where you want to be. All right. Then you should ask yourself another very important question, which was what I asked myself earlier on. And that question is, what areas do you struggle? You need to figure it out. What areas do you struggle? At the initial stage, I knew my strength was in, inspiring people, motivating people, helping people believe in themselves. I have always been that motivator, my entire life. That has always been my strength. I could go on and on and on to motivate, to inspire people, even at my lowest moments, right? And That's a major strength for me, right? It's all about shifting everything from self to others, right? You want to do things to make others feel okay, right? So, second question, like I said, you need to figure out what areas you struggle in. So, you should ask yourself, what areas do I struggle in? What areas? Okay. So remember, the reason why we're asking these questions is to conduct an assessment. We want to be self aware, right? Then, thirdly, we should be able to ask ourselves, how do I typically respond to pressure, to criticism, and to failure? Because as a leader, those are things that would always come your way: criticism, pressure, and failure. Why? Because as a leader, you will be expected to make decisions, right? Tough decisions. And in the process, you would not have to wait for everybody to push you or to tell you what you need to do, especially in an environment where you know people will have different perspectives, where people would have different skill sets, different philosophies, different strengths and weaknesses, right? So, yes, you will certainly experience a lot of pressure as a leader. Then when you make decisions, when you find yourself in that environment, criticism would always come in. Criticism, not, if you are leading a team, people would always criticize your decisions, your strategies, your actions. So it's part of that terrain. And also failure. Now, why do leaders emerge? Why do organizations go out there sourcing for leaders? It's so that you can come in there and solve problems. So, as a leader, you are always and constantly solving problems. And how do you resolve or solve problems? Failure is part of it. I always tell my team members that failure is a sign of work in progress. Yes, for as long as you're working on a project, for as long as you are leading people, failure would always be a major component. It would always be a major part of leadership. So if you are somebody who does not do well under pressure, then you need to start learning before you can think of becoming a leader, before you can step into leadership. So understand that pressure is part of it. Understand that criticism comes with it. So if you are someone who doesn't have a thick skin, then leadership, you have not gotten to that level of leadership. It doesn't mean you cannot lead, but you still have a lot of work to do, even though we know leadership is a lifelong learning process, right? It is a lifelong learning process. For me personally, I am not at the pinnacle of leadership, but there's one mindset that I have within me. And that mindset is that leadership is a continuous learning process. Leadership is a journey, it is a lifelong learning process. But the key, the basics, which is understanding that you would always, or in most cases, work under pressure, you will be faced with criticism, and you will be faced with failure, which is a major thing, right? I see failure as a stepping stone. I see failure. That word failure is not even in my vocabulary typically. When it comes to me, it's a learning process for me. It's an experience. It comes with, with an experience, right? So for those who are thinking of becoming leaders, or if you are a brand new leader, you have to toughen up. You have to be bold. You have to be strong. You have to always expect to work under pressure. All right. Then, for the self awareness, all right, or to conduct an assessment to know where you are, always ask yourself, what do I value most in a leader? Now, that's where mentorship comes in, because you cannot just jump to leadership. It will not work well with you, right? You must first of all learn how to serve properly, not just serving for a few days. No, you must learn to be a good follower. If you have not followed somebody, if you have not worked or served under somebody, then leadership will be extremely challenging for you. Even though leadership is not easy, but it will be worse when you have not followed somebody before, when you have not served under somebody. And I always like to remind people when I'm giving speeches that God gave us four major assignments here on earth. Four major assignments. What are those assignments? The first one is to serve. Why? Because when you were made, when you were born into this world, you came into this world with gifts, with talents, with skills, right? And it is expected of you to utilize those gifts, those God-given gifts, to utilize them to the maximum, right? How can you utilize them? Is by serving those gifts to many people, serving it to as many people as possible. So that's the first assignment, to serve the innate gifts that God gave to us, that we came into this world with. And you would have to do it under somebody first, right? You have to be under somebody, sharing those gifts, letting them know what potentials you have, what skills you bring to the team, right? So the first assignment is to serve our gifts to many. Then when you serve for a long period of time, at that level, you will grow into leadership. That is the second assignment, to lead. So you must first serve under somebody, right? So you can sharpen the skills that would help you deploy that gift later on independently, right? Then you lead. When you work under somebody for a while, automatically you grow to leadership. You grow into leadership, right? And when you lead, leadership comes with what we call influence. And that is the third assignment. God wants you to use your gift to influence people positively. And leadership comes with influence. Just like what John Maxwell would say, he would say, leadership is influence, period. That's it. And what does it mean to have influence? It means you're telling people to abandon what they already know and follow what you want to show them. That's how influence works. So if I am leading you now, or if I'm leading a team now, I am directly telling them that this is what I want us to do so we can accomplish this. I'm bringing in my skills, I'm bringing in my experience. That way I'm influencing them, right? So before you start influencing people, don't you think it's best for you to equip yourself with the right mentorship so that when it's time for you to handle the baton, it will be easy for you to positively influence them? So that is the third assignment. So when you lead, it comes with influence. Then the fourth assignment as a human being is to leave a legacy, which means to impact people. So when you lead people, when you acquire the influence and you do it right, it leads to a legacy. That automatically builds a legacy for you. Now, what is legacy? In my opinion, legacy is not necessarily what you leave behind for people, like real estate or money or things that can, things that can get bad, or things that can be destroyed when you leave this world. In my opinion, legacy is what you leave behind in people. How many people would you mentor while you're still alive? Those are the people who will carry on from wherever you stop. How many people would you impact throughout your lifetime? My goal is to help 1 billion or more people find their purpose in life. That's the influence I want to leave. That's the legacy I want to leave behind. I want to leave a legacy whereby 1 billion or more people would say, hey, that is the man who helped me discover my life purpose. That is the man who helped me become a better version of myself. Even though I am still a work in progress, but I make sure on a daily basis, I do my extreme best, my very best to become a better version of myself. So that's the legacy I want to leave behind. So when we figure out that the 4 major assignments given to us by God are to serve, to lead, to influence people positively, and to leave a legacy that will outlive us, then our leadership journey will be smooth. All right. So mentorship is key. So if you are an aspiring leader, you should always ask yourself, what do I value most in a leader? Who do you follow? Who do you listen to? Who's your mentor? Figure that out. All right. Everybody needs to have a mentor. Everybody. It's very important. Very, very important. And while you're conducting the assessment, you can also take what we call a personality or leadership style assessment. And there are different ways you can do that. We have different different assessments. We have the DISC, we have the Strengths Finder. There are different ways, but you must constantly take personality and leadership style assessments. Okay. So now, when it comes to self-awareness, for those who are just getting into leadership or for those who are aspiring to become leaders, you must clarify your why. You must know your why. You must know the reason why you want to get into leadership. You must know the reason, because I have a book. Let me see if I have this here. There's a book I published. It's titled Leadership Principles Unleashed. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. Those of you watching from Instagram and YouTube, Facebook, it's titled Leadership Principles Unleashed. You can get a copy from Amazon. Okay. Now, in that book, I emphasized on the fact that leadership is the unwavering, leadership is the unwavering commitment to guide others through uncertainty. Yes, I emphasize on that leadership is way more than just having that title as a leader. It is the unwavering commitment to guide others through uncertainty. And it is also a commitment to ignite the flame of passion within their hearts, not just to lead them. You should be able to ignite that flame of passion within their hearts and also to propel them towards collective success. That's what leadership is all about. It's about harnessing the collective strength of a team. It's about leveraging their diverse talents and perspectives to overcome challenges and to seize opportunities. Leadership also requires the ability to communicate a compelling vision that resonates with each individual. So, which means you must know your why. You must know the reason why you want to lead people. Like I said before, I enjoy inspiring people. That's why I am a morale booster. That's my calling. That's my passion. Boosting the morale of people. And to everybody who's listening right now, just to remind you that You are automatically a member of the Morale Booster just by listening to my message, just by listening, seeing my posts, my motivational messages. You are automatically a member of the Morale Booster podcast. But how can you sustain or retain your membership? It's by making sure whatever motivation you receive from our page, you share with others. That's pretty easy. Share it with other people. Boost the morale of others. That's what your membership of the Morale Booster Empire requires, to boost the morale of others, to put others first. All right? So I want you to think about it. And when I saw that question today from our member, I was impressed. I was impressed. And I decided I was going to talk about it. All right? So clarify your why. Ask yourself, what do I want to be as a leader? Why do I want to be a leader? Is it about me, or is it's about others? Why do I want to be a leader? Then you should also ask, who do I want to impact? That's where your domain comes in. You need to know who you want to impact. You cannot lead everybody. It's not possible. So you need to find your tribe. You need to find the people who need your leadership. You cannot walk up to me and say, hey, I want to lead you. It's not possible. A leader meets people at their point of need. So you must first of all figure out, who do I want to impact? That's it. I used to be a very shy person, so shy that I couldn't even imagine myself speaking in front of an audience or a camera. It was really bad. But I knew I had a message inside of me, a message that would help me inspire and motivate people, a message that would help me build teams, that would help me encourage people to become the best versions of themselves. And I decided I was going to take action to overcome my shyness so that my message will not die inside of me. And when I rose above shyness, I made a vow that I will do everything possible to help people find their purpose in life. And those are the people that I lead, those who are ready and willing to take charge of their lives, those who are willing and ready to become the best version of themselves, those who are willing and ready to overcome shyness, those who are willing and ready to become public speakers, those who are willing and ready to become leaders. There's no way on earth I can wake up tomorrow and say, hey, I want to go lead a team of civil engineers because I cannot work on civil engineering projects. I've got no experience in that field. But right now, I can lead people who are willing to develop a growth mindset, who are willing to become um, leaders, motivational speakers. I can lead them. So you must ask yourself, who do I want to impact? All right. Then you should also ask yourself, what kind of legacy do I want to leave? My legacy would be to help 1 billion or more people find their purpose in life. And I'm using different strategies. We're using education. By the special grace of God, God has blessed me with a school where we provide free education for so many people to go study leadership. So the goal is we want to become the best leadership university, the best leadership college in the world. That's the goal. And there's no way I can do that by myself. So I am bringing people on board, people who understand the vision. As a leader, you should be able to communicate your vision. You should be able to show people what the vision is and show them your why, right? So I am bringing people on board, bringing leaders to train more leaders. That's my strategy. So God has blessed me with that platform. And it means I will be leading leaders to cultivate more leaders. That's one strategy. I am using my platform right now, my virtual platform, to inspire people, to ignite the reticular activating system in a lot of human beings that are listening to me, using neuro linguistic programming to ensure that those who listen to me, they get activated for their calling, right? That's the legacy I want to leave behind, to cultivate leaders, to build more leaders, to help people develop more confidence. All right. I want you to know that leadership without purpose becomes performance. I want you to write this down. Leadership without purpose becomes performance. It is purpose that grounds you as a leader. All right. And thirdly, commit to lifelong learning. For the aspiring leader, for the brand new leader, for the seasoned leader, it is very important that we commit to lifelong learning. You need to start reading leadership books. You need to start listening to podcasts. And you need to start surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. There are 5 things that I do every day. When I say every day, I mean every day. It doesn't matter if it's on a weekend. It doesn't matter if it's on my birthday. It doesn't matter if it's on a public holiday. It doesn't matter if it's in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. 5 things that I do every day. Number 1 is when I wake up, I motivate people. I inspire people. I think, I strategize, and I study. Those are the 5 things I do every day. I motivate, I inspire, I think, I strategize, and I study. Every day, I motivate, I inspire, I think, I strategize, and I study. Why do I do this? To help me stay aligned with my leadership journey. To help me stay aligned. I motivate, I inspire people, I think, I strategize, and I study. And guess what? It doesn't stop there. I put things in books. I write books. So because I motivate people, because I inspire people, because I always think, because I'm always strategizing, and because I'm always studying, now I have things that I can put in my books. Those are those are the legacies that I would leave behind as a leader. Working on legacies that would outlive us. The books that I have published or that I will publish throughout my lifetime will live longer than me. They would outlive me. So we must commit to lifelong learning as leaders. Leaders are readers, leaders are speakers. So if you are aspiring to become a leader, if you are a brand new leader, even a seasoned leader, you must commit to lifelong learning. All right. It's very important. You cannot do without that. So I want you to think about it. I promised I wasn't going to take much of your time. Hey, how are you? Ron Kayuna, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So to everybody, I assure you that for as long as we keep putting in our very best, we would always become the best versions of ourselves. So, once again, to that person who asked this question, I appreciate you. And I want you to please keep sending us your questions and we will be responding to them. I don't know where you all are listening to me from. I don't know what part of the world, but I want you to know that you have so much greatness within you. You are blessed to be alive. You have all it takes to become the best version of yourself. You have all it takes to transition from where you are to where you want to be. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed, everybody. And remember, you are who you want to become. God bless you all. And bye for now. Remember, like and share it. Bye for now, everybody. God bless you all.